My name is George Woods, and I will be your host tonight. Happy Wednesday evening. It's been quite a day here in Hemet, California. It started off nice and hot, and then it got nice and cloudy, and then we had some thunderstorms, and now there are very few clouds in the sky. An unusual day for us here. Howsoever, I enjoyed it. I rejoiced in it because it was the day that the Lord had made. Thank you, Jesus. Tonight we will study in the book of Psalms. Psalms 37 will be the chapter. But before we get there, I have some announcements to make. And then we'll get right into it because Psalms 37 is a long chapter, so it's a lot of reading. We have our announcements, which are Monday night, we have our corporate prayer. And you're all invited to the corporate prayer. You're invited to join in with us as we pray, and you can request to be prayed for. If there's something going on in your life that you need prayer for, we will pray for you. If you don't know how to pray, you need to tune in and listen to other people pray, and you can learn how to pray. So it's a great thing. The number is 717-908-1834. You will have an access code that'll ask you for it, and it will be 534280. That is Monday nights at 7 o'clock. Don't miss it. It's a great opportunity for everybody. We have, of course, our Wednesday night Bible study. You can catch us here on Facebook and other outlets through social media. And we have our Saturday night live service that starts at 6 o'clock. Saturday evening at 23750 Alessandro Boulevard in Moreno Valley, California. That's off of Alessandro and Heacock. Right next, not next to, but right in front, behind the Winter Schnitzel. And we have a few more up-and-coming announcements for this month and for next month. We have a baseball game at the Lake Elsinore Storm Stadium in Lake Elsinore. That game will be July the 1st. It will be a celebration for the 4th of July, so after the game there will be fireworks. They usually have a lot of giveaways where they give away hot dogs and drinks and all kind of stuff. So we encourage you to come out and join us. We're a church that likes to get out and do things, and we like to invite you to come along. As a matter of fact, for that game, I know it's kind of short notice, but any new person that shows up at the game, I will pay for their tickets. And if you don't know how to get in touch with me or the church, let me give you the church's number, which is 951-924-8828. Just call them and tell them you heard about the game on Bible study. Tell them how many people there'll be that you'll be bringing, and I will take care of your tickets for you. We have another game later on in the summer. It's August the 18th. There's an Angels game, and it will be backpack night. They are giving away clear backpacks, and clear backpacks are the thing of the future. It's the way everybody's going into schools and different places because they want to see your backpack. So with a clear backpack, you save a lot of time and a lot of energy. They can basically look through it. So a clear backpack may not be a bad thing to have. Also, if you want that game, it's in August. You have plenty of opportunity to come and visit us and worship with us at church. There will be several more Bible studies that will bring this to your attention, and you can still dial that same number to get tickets for that game, which is 951-924-8828. And I think that will wrap up all the announcements for this evening, and I'm going to move on into the Bible study. I found that Psalms 37 was, it's a very unique chapter. It discusses the evils of the world, and then it discusses the blessings of the Lord. And I found a connection between the blessings of the Lord and Proverbs 37, as I find some of the blessings that come from 1 Corinthians 13, which is the love chapter. So, and somewhere in 37 in the Old Testament, David was trying to tell us the same thing that Paul told us in Corinthians in the New Testament. So the 37th Psalms is written by David. This is a time when he was not being chased by Saul, so he saw God in a completely different light. Let's get started. Don't worry about the wicked. or envy those who do wrong, for like grass they will soon fade away. Like spring flowers they soon wither. Trust in the Lord and do good. Then you will live safely and in the land and prosper. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires. He will give you your heart's desires. Commit everything you do to the Lord. Trust him, and he will help you. He will make your innocence radiate like the dawn, and the justice of your cause will shine like the noonday. I like this one. He will make your innocence radiate. You're going to be so innocent, you're going to have an aura over you. Nobody can question your innocence. That's remarkable. And then he says, and the justice of your cause will shine like the noonday sun. So whatever you're involved in, whatever your cause may be, people are going to come and support and be a help to you, because that's your cause, and your cause is a godly cause. And so people are going to see that. I love that one. I love that one. Be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for him to act. Don't worry about evil people who prosper or fret about their wicked schemes. Now, I've made a little notation in some of these because I didn't want too many notes because it's a long verse. But in from 2 to 8, well, from 2 to 7. And my notes are, these are some of the basic requirements that the Lord requires of you, being a Christian, to live, prosper, live a good life, to do the right thing, to commit yourself to the Lord, to trust in him, to be innocent, and all of these things are things that you need to do in order to be a Christian and to please the Lord. Okay, I'm going to move on. Stop being angry. Turn away from your rage. Do not lose your temper. It only leads to harm. This is good advice because we always want to pull out that old man in us, and we always want to get even, and we don't want to let things go. So we really want to concentrate on that. For the wicked will be destroyed, but those who trust in the Lord will possess the land. You're going to notice that throughout this chapter, he speaks about the land a lot, and I will bring that in my closing about the land. For the wicked will be destroyed, but those who trust in the Lord will possess the land. Soon the wicked will disappear. Though you look for them, they will be gone. The lowly will possess the land and will live in peace and prosperity. The wicked plot against the godly. The snarl at them in defiance. But the Lord just laughs, for he sees their day of judgment coming. The wicked draw their swords and string their bows to kill the poor and the oppressed, to slaughter those who do right. But the swords will stab their own hearts, and their bows will be broken. It is better to be godly and have little than to be evil and be rich. For the strength of the wicked will be shattered, but the Lord takes care of the godly. Day by day the Lord takes care of the innocent, and will be received an inheritance that lasts forever. This is another one that stuck out to me. And day by day, the Lord takes care of the innocents, and they will receive their inheritance that lasts forever. And back in the New Testament, when he says that every morning you have new mercies. God sets you new mercies every day. This is a God that loves you so much that knows you're going to fall short. He sets out new mercies for you every day so that when you fall short, you can come to him, be forgiven, get up, and continue to run the race. Because that's the most important thing, to run the race. It's important to keep going. You can't slow down and stop and quit. And in your going is where your victories are. In your going is where his protection is. So he says that, and I can't get over it, and you will receive the inheritance that lasts forever. So he's already prepared for the fact that you're going to sin or make a mistake or fall short. We all do. We all know we do. But God's already prepared that. In the new day, he told us he has set mercy aside for us, so that when we sin, we will be forgiven. In the Old Testament, he tells us Day by day, the Lord takes care of the innocent, which is the same thing. Moving on. They will not be disgraced in hard times. Even in famine, they will have more than enough. And that's, God only promises to meet your needs. So you'll have more than enough. You'll have enough to share with others. Once again, a blessing from the Lord. When others are struggling, they will be able to look to you, and you will be able to have more than enough to help them. That's a great thing. That's why I say I like this chapter, because it reflects the Lord's love for us, and it emphasizes the things that you'll have, believing in the Lord to work with to help you as well as others see the Lord. They will not be disgraced. Okay. But the wicked will die. The Lord's enemies are like flowers in the field. They will disappear like smoke. The wicked will borrow and never repay, but the godly are generous and givers. Once again, the godly are the ones that come out on top. They are the ones willing to help, willing to do. Those the Lord bless will possess the land, but those who curses will die. The Lord, okay, 12 to 21. I wanted to stop at 21. And just mention the fact that he spoke a lot here. He spoke probably about 8 verses about the wicked. And so that made me want to know who the wicked were. So the definition of the wicked, biblical definition, are men who are people who are immoral. So wicked people are morally bankrupt. They have no values. They will take from you. They will beat you. They will rob from you. They will do anything except the right thing. So and the wicked back in those days, they would sit on the side of the road, and as you went by, they would rob you. Or while you were out in the fields, they would come and rob your house, or they would come and squat on your land. And when you bring that into today's world, the wickeds are the same people who will hack your bank account, run up your charge cards, break into your home, steal your personal property. Those are the same wicked people. It's all comparative. It's all, one of the scriptures in Proverbs said there's nothing new under the sun. Everything remains the same. So, and I think that's the dynamic that I'm pulling it from this chapter, about how everything was the same then and it's the same now. We have the same wicked people and they're doing the same wicked things. It's just been updated to our style of living. 22. Those the Lord bless will possess the land, but he rescues them but those he curses will die. The Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in the details of their lives. And I made notation of that because, once again, going to Proverbs, which is still an Old Testament book, but it says, it doesn't matter who throws the dice, because God determines how they land. And so once again, the Lord directs the steps of the godly. So he's going to lead you, and once again, you can even make a misstep, but he will determine where you go. And so once again, the two kind of overlap each other. I love that. Though they may stumble, they will never fall, for the Lord holds them up by hand. So there's a good thing too. You know, it's hard for Satan or for the wicked people to get to you because God is protecting you. You have a covering over you. Once I was young and now I'm old, yet I have never seen godly abandoned or their children begging for bread. I like this one because he's giving you the time lapse of his life. He was young and now he's old. But he has never seen the godly abandoned. So he's never seen a godly person be left in distress or despair or without or don't have. But the good thing about this verse that really got me was, are their children begging for food? Sounds a little offbeat, but all at the same time, what he's saying is, he loves us so much. Not only are we covered, our family is covered. Our children won't. And so let's put it like this. In the old days when someone died in the Old Testament, the family was on their own. And the kids would have to eat the best way they could. And if that meant standing out in the streets begging for food, they had to beg for food. But what he's telling us is that he loves us so much for serving him that he protects us. He protects our family. He protects everybody that we love. Because if anybody that we love has a hardship, then we have a hardship, and God doesn't want us to have a hardship. God wants us to continue to serve Him and to serve salvation as far as we can. So if I got to sit at home worrying about little Johnny being sick, or if I got to sit at home worrying about a bill, that doesn't make sense. So God takes care of all of that. He provides it, and if you worry, He provides coverage for your family as well. That's a beautiful thing, man. You need somebody to look out like that for you. You really do. Moving on. The God, the godly always gives generous loans to others, and their children are a blessing. Turn from evil and do good, and you will live in the land forever. For the Lord loves justice, and He will never abandon the godly. He will keep them safe forever. But the children of the wicked will die. I have one more. I'm coming up to it. Okay. The godly will possess the land and will live forever. The godly offer good counsel. Okay. The godly offer good counsel. They teach right from wrong. They have made God's laws their own, so they will never slip from His path. And I commented on that because this is an example of God's person's life, the benefits that follow that will never slip away from your path. When you're loyal to God, when you're serving the Lord, when you're waking up and you're reading His Word, you're praying, and you're doing what He wants you to do, you're helping people, you're supporting people, you're encouraging people, those things are important to God, and because of it, you will be very well taken care of it. In other words, 31 and 32. The godly offer good counsel. So if I'm going to teach you anything, I'm going to teach you what's right and not what's wrong. They have God's law in their own, so they will never slip from His. So if you're practicing God's word, you will not slip into Satan's trickery. You will not be deceived by his lies or falsehoods. So that really got to me there. The wicked wait in ambush for the godly, looking for an excuse to kill them. But the Lord will not let the wicked succeed, or let the godly be condemned when they are put on trial. Put your hope in the Lord. Travel steadily along His path. He will honor you by giving you your land. You will see the wicked destroyed. I have seen the wicked and the rootless people flourish like a tree in their native soil. But when I look again, they were gone. Though I searched for them, I could not find them. Look at those who are honest and good, for a wonderful future awaits those who love peace. And I got through this a lot faster than I thought I would. Thank you. We just have 3 more to go, and then I'm going to give you a small recap. But the rebellious will be destroyed. They have no future. The Lord rescues the godly. He is their fortress in times of trouble. The Lord helps them, rescuing them from the wicked. He saves them, and they will find shelter in Him. Number 40. That is the end of the chapter, but I still have a few more comments I want to make. I told you early on that this chapter refers to the land a lot. You will possess the land. You will own the land. He will give you the land. Well, back in the Old Testament, they didn't have a lot of money. Kings had gold, but there was not a lot of money. They did a lot of bartering. So when God tells you He will give you the land or you will possess the land, He's giving you value. If you have land, you have value. The more land you have, okay, if you were a king, the bigger your kingdom meant, the more land that you had. That's the only way you could expand your kingdom, was to have more land. And if God's giving you land and you're going to possess the land that He gives you, then you can take that land and you can be prosperous with it. You can have cattle. You can grow crops. You can dig wells. You can hire people to work on your land. So what He's telling you is, in all of those statements, when He says you will possess the land, you will be the person in charge of your own destiny. You will not be working for somebody. You will have your own land. I think the story that comes to mind with me is Abraham and Lot. When God called Abraham to leave his father's home, He did not tell Lot to go. Lot just went, and Abraham didn't send him back. But because Abraham was God's favorite, and Lot was with him, Lot became protected too. And they became so prosperous that the servants from Lot and the servants from Abraham began to fight because there wasn't enough land for them. So they went and found a big place of land, and they gave one to one side, and the other side Abraham took, which meant that they were prosperous enough to have enough land that they had to go somewhere and split land to have all the possessions that God gave them. So that land part, it was really good, and I appreciated that. It showed me what God doesn't deal in money. He deals in stuff like land and food. When Joseph was the second powerful man in Egypt, he was collecting wheat. He wasn't collecting money. He was collecting wheat. He was collecting food to give out or to sell or whatever, but he was collecting wheat. So it's always the product that God gives you that is for people. It's not money. He doesn't deal in money. And I like this particular chapter because it goes back and forth, and it shows you the wicked, and it tells you what they're going to do, but it also shows you God. And it shows you how he loves you in a variety of ways, in the ways that you don't even consider, that you don't think about because you take them for granted. You know, when you go to sleep tonight, you don't realize before God wakes you up in the morning, he gives you fresh mercy. Before he even wakes you up, you don't even have to think about it. You don't even think about it, really. You wake up and go on about your day. Some people wake up praying. Some people wake up brushing their teeth. But whatever it is you do, you have gotten those fresh mercies. That's incredible. That's the kind of God I love. That's the kind of God that loves me. And that's why I like this particular chapter of the Bible. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget my offer for the baseball game, and still stands. Don't forget the next baseball game in August. We invite you to come and visit us on Saturday night service. We have a very live time. There's a lot of good things that go on in our church. We have giveaways like you wouldn't imagine. So we just want you to come and enjoy us and live and celebrate and worship with us. Don't forget about our prayer line. It's important. Everybody needs prayer. Everybody needs to know how to pray. So try to incorporate us in your life. It would be a great thing. Thank you for joining us. I'm George Woods, and that's it from Renewed Life.